it's a blessing. Where there is despair, there is hope. Light a candle, don't pass the dark.
Hello. Hi, Mom. It's your daughter Andrea. We've just landed at the Argyle International Airport.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Argyle International Airport.
JetBlue is landing, Delta is landing, British Airways landing, American Airlines landing, Caribbean Airlines landing.
I am here with you another Saturday, the 4th day of July 2015, at the site of the Argyle International Airport. Once more bringing to you the weekend update of the work that has been done here for the past week since my last visit. I am standing on top of the Makoni Yami Hill where they would have done some excavation work overlooking the runway into the northern end of the airport site. Now from where I'm standing, I can see in the distance in the second kilometer what appears to be the laying down of aggregates. But I cannot say for sure if that is exactly what is taking place or if they are doing asphalt paving work. But when I get to that area, I'll be able to tell you better. Now over there in the distance where we had the two houses on the hillside, where one of the houses was demolished, now they are doing some earthworks there, and that too, when I get to that point, I'll be able to give you a better understanding as to what is taking place. But I just want you to know that work is going on here at the Argyle International Airport site today, Saturday, the 4th day of July 2015. The caterpillars, when they are on top of this hill doing any work and they run out of fuel, it is much easier for the fuel truck to come to them to refuel them rather than they going towards the area where the truck is located. So what often happens, the fuel truck will cover the compound where these equipment are working when they need refueling, and they will refuel these equipment from the truck itself, so they won't have to move from where they are stationed to work to be refueled. So what you're seeing down there now is one of the caterpillar has just been refueled, and the other one now is going to have its tank filled with fuel so that they can continue the work here on the hillside. There you have the caterpillar being refueled here, and there are various activities that take place here on the site. Some of them you don't actually know about, but these people who are working in the fuel section, their responsibility is to go around the compound to ensure that all of the vehicles of the IADC, the equipment of the IADC are being refueled when need be. Now, you may wonder, well, how this truck get down there? Now, where we enter, where the old road to go to work is from the main road, the truck will come across in that area, and that is out there in the distance the truck will come. Now the truck, according to the impression here on the ground, that fuel truck would have traveled along this pathway to get to the bottom. And I am going down to the bottom right now because I am on top of the Makani hillside and heading down towards the flat. So as I get closer, you will see better how that truck was able to get to the bottom down there. Now the impression of the vehicle tire tracks could tell you exactly the route that it has taken. So I don't need to give you any more explanation because you can see for yourself the imprintment of the tires of the fuel truck here, freshly printed here this morning as it come early. Because these caterpillars, after they finish working here, they usually park up over the area where we have the crushing plant, which is much closer to where they are doing the work here on the hill. So sometimes after a long day's work, you know, the fuel may run out, so they may just have enough to bring them back to this point in the morning, but not too long after they come back here, the fuel truck will then have to come and refuel them so that they can continue their work here at the airport site.
Their tax is so high, we want to cry. Cuba, Taiwan and Venezuela, Mexico, Trinidad and Tobago, embracing our commitment, witnessing our achievement. They are lifesavers when we need good neighbors. Argyle International Airport, we flying. Argyle International Airport, we landing. Argyle International Airport, we progressing. Say thanks for what the Grenadines, it's a blessing. A visionary with an illustrious plan. The gods put a blessing on this man, building with no money in hand.
Down here at the bayside area of the Stubbs Bay, where they are building up this area, as you can see, work continues down here. Here you can see a truck now arriving with a load of stuff going lower down. There is a roadway just below, as you can see where the truck is going down there, taking it down towards the seaside. I would not be able to see from here, but when I get on top the hill over there, the fourth hill, I'll have a better view of that side to know exactly what is going on. But currently the work continues down here as they build up this area. I don't know how high up they're going to build it. It is said that the road to Warraku will be passing in this area, but the area where the road will be passing will be falling below the level of the runway. I cannot say for sure as yet exactly how this is going to be done, but as we come here week after week, we are seeing the development of the work taking place here, and as we get closer to that point, we're going to understand better what is taking place here. But for the time being, they continue to build up this area with dirt taken from the Makani Hill, dumping it down here. We have a caterpillar leveling it off and a stone roller compacted. Now I am on top of the fourth hill, more to the back of the hill, looking over to the Stubbs Bay area, down at the bottom where the truck just came down. Remember I told you earlier the truck is coming to the back, but I couldn't see behind where it is going. But now I am in a position that I can see exactly where the truck is coming. And in the distance there is another truck coming down, so you will have a better understanding as to where the first truck went when it came down here with this one. But what you're looking at now, where the truck is coming down over there in the distance, you have one layer there and another one above the truck, and a third one above. So we have 3 different sections, a form of benching, similar to what has happened over there just below the control tower. So they are building up this area in this format, a sort of benching up and coming up to a particular level, but I am not positively sure how high up they're going to come. But the roadway that I've gathered is going to fall below the level of the runway. So more than likely this building up will come to a higher level than where they are right now. But you look down there, you see the truck down there is now dumping its load down there in the distance, right here on the base side. And later on we'll have the caterpillar pushing these loads that the truck have dumped there over into the seaside, leveling off this area as they build it up. Now you see where the stones are, they had dirt mixed with the stones, but because of the water washing into this area, the dirt has been washed away and now we just have the naked stones there. But for this side of the runway work, of the airport works, sorry, this is what we have taken place here today, Saturday, the 4th day of July 2015.
It's a blessing. A visionary with an illustrious plan. The gods put a blessing on this man, building with no money in hand. Feed us an engineer to this land, like no one building is hard. When the people laugh, Vincent Shanks home and abroad, supporting with one accord. The youths have a new ideology, how to advance this country. They want to fly.
We are now in that area where the vehicles once used to pass to go to work, all the way up in the project. And the road you're seeing ahead of you up there is the road that the vehicles used to use. And on top there, when you get on top there, you're going towards the right to go to work. But here on the bank side where they had 2 houses, remember some time ago I told you, I'll show you one of the removal of one of the houses, and told you that a section of this bank side is going to come down to make way for the fencing, because the fencing will be running right where you have this bank area where the house was. Now they have started to take down the bank side. And before I got down here this morning to this point, while on top of the Makani Yami Hill, I saw the caterpillars and the trucks. They were here loading, but now I get here, no work is going on, but work has been done here. As you can see, a section of the bank has been removed, and to make way for the fencing, because the fencing will be running straight in the direction here. So this section of the bank here that is still here intact will be coming down very soon, maybe tomorrow or later in the day, I don't know. So that it's gonna make way for the fence that is going to link up there. And if you look closely from here where I'm standing, you can see the fence, the section of the fence that they have already put down. So you can see exactly the direction in which the fence will be heading. So this is the work we have here at this point here, where they have had these 2 houses here on the hill, this on the southeastern side of the runway, little below the road, the access road that is going to work. Or to give you a better understanding of the position, it is the section on the bank side directly opposite the control tower. So here am I on this section looking over to the control tower. Well, this bank side where they're doing the excavation work to bring down the bank is opposite to the control tower. The work here at the Argyle airport site continues here on the runway strip. As you can see, asphalt work is being done here today, Saturday, the 4th day of July 2015. And behind me we have the lane of the aggregates to continue up towards the north, towards that spanning area of the gutter. So both asphalt pavement works and the lane of aggregates are being done here today, Saturday, the 4th day of July 2015. Right in front of us here, we can see the distance to which they have reached, and it is more or less in line with the garage that is over there, or I can safely say the distance to which they have reached right now is in line with half of, or a little more than half of the general aviation apron area. So imagine the general aviation apron area, and that section of the apron area where they have the moldings placed that are not cast as yet, the runway strip is a little beyond that section. So you can imagine the distance from what I have just told you where they have reached so far. Now they have come up here with about a six or so of these stretch at different lengths, because they actually are tying them in. They're not doing them in line with each other. They're scattering the lengths so that they can have a tie-in form here at the base, the first base layer of this asphalt. And now they're on a row coming up down here, starting this morning here on the work. As you can see, a truck is there dumping its load there into the paver as they come forward to the position to where I'm at right now. And as they do this asphalt pavement works here this morning, actually, but work is going on nevertheless here. As I turn with you, I can show you up there in the distance where they're doing the laying of the base stone. So as they come forward with the asphalt work here behind me, the guys who are laying down the base stones in preparation for the asphalt work, they're moving forward towards the riverside right now, the first spanning area, which is the gutter area, and they are actually doing filling up work in that area. And so as they go forward, so the work is going on steadily, even though some people are not pleased with the pace at which it is going, but nevertheless we have to understand that when it rains, work like this cannot be done here. It's kind of difficult to have the work going on, because as I move with you forward, I can see the backhoe is apparently digging out a spot in the earth here where the stones are being laid, the aggregate stones, which means that it must have been caused by the heavy rains and make this area a bit soft, so it has to be redone. But when I get to that area, we'll be able to see exactly some of the work that is taking place up there, and to give you a better understanding of what is going on. But there you can see the backhoe behind the truck there, and it is apparently digging out a space there. As you can see, we are here at the gutter spanning area where there has been some filling up work over the past week, and actually filling up with, I believe, concrete works. I'm not quite sure the mixture, but you see where that young man is coming up down there. This area has been filled, and down in the back down there you see some boxing already put in for some works to be done. Now when it rains, the water that runs off from on top here eventually run down into the area where they're filling. So what we have here now is a temporary drainage system, and right in this area you're looking at here we have the culvert temporary corridor that will keep the water on the top side here to avoid getting into the area where they're doing the work down there. Because before all of this started, the rain, when it rains, all the water used to run down into this area where they have the spanning already, and if they allow the water to run down there, it's gonna cause more problem for them, because the dirt will be washing down there and they'll have to clear it back out and make the work harder. So just the temporary drain here to prevent the water from running down into the area where they're doing the works right now.
They are lifesavers when we meet good neighbors. Argyle International Airport, we flying. Argyle International Airport, we landing. Argyle International Airport, we progressing. St. Vincent and the Grenadines, it's a blessing.
I am here on top of the petroglyph hill, where behind me they are doing some drilling into the rocks more towards the northern end. But as I look towards the south here, just in front of me on the hill, you see where the rocks have gone down, the hillside have gone down quite a lot, and below me we have the stones that have been blasted over the past week. They are now being removed by the trucks here. And on top of the 3rd kilometer of the runway, just between the river spanning and the gutter spanning, we have seen here a number of truckloads of aggregates being laid out here, ready to be flattened out to continue the runway strip going towards the north. Preparation work is ongoing here at this 3rd kilometer, just in front of the petroglyph hill, as you can see down there on the ground, where truckloads of dirt and stone mixed together being thrown there and leveled off by the grader and compact. So this area here between the 2 spanning section, work is going on here for the runway strip as I speak with you.
See workers, they move mountains, diverted rivers, toil in the sun and rain, so we can land those planes. Argyle International Airport, we flying. Argyle International Airport, we landing. Argyle International Airport, we progressing. St. Vincent and the Grenadines, it's a blessing. Where there is despair, there is hope. Light a candle, don't cross the dark.
Hello. Hi, Mom. It's your daughter Andrea. We've just landed at the Argyle International Airport.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Argyle International Airport.
JetBlue is landing, Delta is landing, British Airways landing, American Airlines landing, Caribbean Airlines landing.
Ladies and gentlemen, today we're making history. This flight 757.
Oh, we are here at the eastern side of the river spanning, where the end of the river spanning meets with the river. Now, some time ago I told you that they're gonna have to dig into the bank here in order to be able to extend the spanning of the river. Well, that has already been done, and now you see here we have the work. Nothing is happening currently, but the workmen are here. I don't know what is the hold up. Certain work cannot be done unless they have the surveyors here doing the work so that they could have a certain level, because the J-beams that they're going to put down, and what we're seeing here, those 3 sections over there at the end, the last 3 there, they have to put up the boxing now to put down the J-beam. 2 sections have been done, and we have the 3rd section here from the left. If we come from the southern end, that one has been put in place, and now the guys are going to have to be putting up now the boxing for these other 3, then to put in the J-beam so that we can have the continuation of this culvert coming down to the end where they are. Where they are right now is where they're going to stop, and then you will have a kind of wall going up at the front here, like the one we have up there at the top, and on top of that wall we're going to have the fencing of the perimeter of the airport is going to pass on that wall to continue the fencing right up to the north. So here we are, and I am on the eastern side at the back of the river, looking back towards the gutters, the river spanning, and showing you the work that has been done over the past week here at the Argyle International Airport site. Now the river you're looking at coming down there, when all of this work is completed, this river water you see running down here will channel through those 5 channels there of the river spanning. And this area now you're looking at where the river is currently running, all of this area will be filled with dirt and other stones and other stuff as they continue the stretch of the runway going up towards the north. In the meantime, they are doing filling work on the side as the work continues here, and this, when this is completed, the continuation of the filling will go on here. Now we are here at the fencing, and remember last week when we came here, they were just outside where they have the concrete batching plant, and now at the end of this week they are right here at this very point. Now they are not going any further for the time being. This fencing itself is going to pass over the gutter spanning, and just behind me is where the vehicles are using to get to the other side of the site. As you can see where this vehicle is coming up here, they usually pass right in front here to get to close to the apron area. So the fencing has stopped here for the time being until the work is completed here on the gutter spanning. But this fencing is going way over on the gutter spanning, way back up to the other end, over the other river spanning, and continue up north. What is likely to happen, and I believe that they have taken the work lower down to the southeastern end this morning, coming up where they just built that drain last week, the continuation of that drain last week. The grader was grading down that area, so more than likely next week when we come back here, we are going to see work started in that area more towards the southeastern end, just a little above where they're doing the stone crushing. And the fencing is going to be on the outer side of the drain, down in that area. Unlike this side where the fencing falls in on the inner side of the drain, which is towards the western side of the drain here. Well, lower down in that area where they did some work on the drainage last week, the fencing is going to fall on the outer side, which is on the eastern side of the drain, down in the southeastern side. But when I get back down there later on, you're going to see exactly what I am talking about as I travel back down there later on this afternoon. This is the work that has been done from since last week Saturday and maybe up to this morning or yesterday with the fencing. So as you can see for yourself, the amount of work that has been done, it is you to judge if this is enough work for a whole week or if it is more than enough for just being done by one team, a group of people. And we learned that there are going to be about two more teams that are going to join these two as the preparation work continues and more preparation work is being done for these fencing. You're going to have more teams coming on to do the actual work of the fencing of the perimeter of this airport.
A portrait of FBG, sacrifice from you and me. Whatever future brings, we are now seeing it.
Just underneath the control tower, which is on top of the bank side here, overlooking the culvert that is running from the south to the north, just down below us down here, having an elevated view of the works that are going on right now at the airport side, specifically on the runway itself. Now, as you can see over there in the distance, the pavement work continues. This morning when we passed there, they were doing one of them. Now they have completed that one and are now into the second layer, which appears to be the last one towards the western side. Now the work continues there as they continue to do the asphalt work down here on this section. The laying of the base stones continue up at the northern end of there, heading towards the gutter area.
British Airways landing, American Airlines landing, Caribbean Airlines landing.
Ladies and gentlemen, today we're making history. This flight 757 is a maiden flight out of JFK Airport, flying into Argyle International.
Now you're looking at the apron area. As I told you earlier up, no work is being done here today, and from what I am seeing here, as you can see with me, it does not look as if any work was done here over the past week. I do not know what is the reason for this, but as you can see for yourself, this has been like this last week, and now that we return here this week, it is the same way, and no activity of work taking place here. So something has to be wrong for no work to be going on here, because one would expect that they would have tried to make do with whatever sunlight they have to get this work done, because this is not the kind of work that could be done when it's raining, and we are in the rainy season right now, and every moment of sunshine should be capitalized upon, but as you can see, nothing is happening.
A visionary with an illustrious plan. The gods put a blessing on this man, building with no money in hand. Fidels and engineers to this land, like no one building is hard. When the people laugh, Vincent Chance woman abroad, supporting with one accord. The youths have a new ideology, how to advance this country. They want to fly like eagles in the sky. Argyle International Airport, we flying. Argyle International Airport, we landing. Argyle International Airport, we progressing. Say thanks to one the Grenadines, it's a blessing.
This drain you're looking at, this is the drain that will be taking the water from the main road, coming down at the top side of the cargo terminal, and then on the southern side of the cargo terminal, and linking up with this one. If you look with me to where the cargo terminal is, now the drain will be coming along right where you see that piece of steel there in the center there, going all the way back up where you have that red portable toilet, and making a kind of curved turn back onto to link up with the drain they have already started up there, just behind in the back of the cargo terminal. So the water from the main road, which will be coming down here, will be coming all the way down here and through the drain behind me, and heading over to the north towards the area where they're doing the gutter spanning. So here we have the drain, and if you look with me, they have a trench dug here ready, and it will continue all the way up there. Now the work today is slowing down a little bit because the amount of workers we had here this morning, a number of them have already gone home because they are breaking off today to be the last until probably Wednesday when they resume work again, because this weekend is carnival weekend. So those people who have to do work today, they are here, and some of them still here working. Others have left, like what you're seeing here. The people who are working here this morning, they are no longer here this afternoon, and their work goes until up about 6 o'clock in the evening, from 6 to 6, but they are not here today, so which means they have already completed their task for today, and most likely this work will continue next Wednesday after the carnival break. So I'm here now on the other end of the drain, where this drain will be linking to this one. We have this one coming from all the way up in that area up there just below the control tower on the ground here, bringing the water, because what happens is that on top of the hill up there from the main road there is a drain that usually runs down to the bank side here, so that water eventually will be coming down into this drain, and all the other runoff water from the airport side running down into this drain here, and the one from the main road coming down here, and all of them linking together and going straight across down there and coming out on the northern end just above the mouth of where they're doing the spanning of the river. Now if you look in these covering of the drain, you will see some holes, and one may wonder why they leave these opening here in these covering. Now you know there is a drain below naturally, and when the water on top runs off, naturally the water will run through these holes here, and they won't be flooding on top. We have some steels running across inside, and more than likely they will be placed with some stones, something similar to what we have here. I don't know if that is exactly what they're going to do, but as the rain comes and the water runs through this area here, because this will be in a kind of a sloping step, the water will soak through down there through these holes and prevent any flooding. The drainage system here at the Argyle International Airport site, they have been placing a lot of emphasis on the drainage system, especially in the area just on the land side of the terminal building, because the water that will be coming off, and we know that at Ite Joshua we do have a problem with flooding when it rains. So to avoid this kind of problem here at the Argyle International Airport, quite a lot of emphasis has been placed on the drainage system, both at the front and the land side and at the air side of the airport side. So when it rains, as it is right now, when it rains, the water actually run off very quickly. In some areas you're going to have some pools of water where they have like pockets, but other than that, the way the place is graded, the water runs right where it's supposed to run into the drain. So I don't see any problem in terms of flooding here at the airport site when everything is completed and it rains. So it is very good that they're putting this kind of emphasis on the drainage system to avoid any problem in the future. We have had the conduit for the lighting along the runway strip being placed on the eastern end of the runway. Now we have those on the western end are now being placed on the ground for the lighting system of the length of the runway. As you can see right here before us, this is one of the boxes in which we're going to have a light, and a good distance down we have them placed at intervals here from behind my back coming down here. So the work continues here at the airport site, and I am heading down towards the south. Just completed a trip right up to the top, to the northern end, and I'm heading on my way out, heading back down to the south side before I exit from the airport site for today, Saturday, the 4th day of July 2015.
Ladies and gentlemen, today we're making history. This flight 757 is a maiden flight out of JFK Airport, flying into Argyle International Airport.
Last week, when I took some photographs of this area, the question that came from one of my Facebook friends was, where exactly are they going to put the fence in this area? Was it inside of the gutter area, which means on the western side, or was it going to be on the outer end of the gutter area, which is on the eastern end? But this week now you can see exactly where the fence will be going. The fencing on this side of the airport side will be going on the outer end of the gutter area, which means that this is going on the eastern end of the gutter instead of on the inner side of the gutter. So the gutter will be inside the perimeter of the fencing in this particular area. And further up you would have noticed that they have gotten to a particular point with the fencing, and I told you that they're going to do some work lower down. Well, from next week the fencing work will be starting in this area here, where you see that they have done the grading. So when I come back next Saturday and I start to view from this area, you're going to see the fencing work in this particular area. And where I'm here, I can Down in the back down there is the Warraku Beach. Can't see it from here, but the Warraku Beach is down there in the back, and all the way back up there, right up to the end where we have the extension of the culvert on the first kilometer of the runway. Well, the fencing will be going all the way back up there and over that section where they have done the extension. But in that area, it has to do some filling up back because of the rain. The water has washed the dirt away, so some filling will have to be done there in order to make preparation for that area. And on the other end where they had the houses, preparation work is also being done there for the fencing. But from next week, the work on the fencing will be done in this area. They have already brought down the lumber which they're going to be using to stabilize the poles before they put in the concrete and to keep them steady, and the boxing to put the concrete in when at the foot of the frames for the fencing. They are already in place down here, and what has happened is that the people who are doing this work, they have finished their work for today, and that is it for them until next week Wednesday when the work resumes. This is Carnival weekend here, and you know, some of the workers here, they want to have a nice time, so the work will be held up. I am not quite sure if the entire work if there will be work in other areas tomorrow, but I can tell you that in this area here, no work will be done here tomorrow, nor Monday or Tuesday, but the work will resume on Wednesday. So when we return here on Saturday next week, we are supposed to see some fencing work going up in this general area, and this is taking you down not quite well in the direction of where we have the stone crushing plant, coming from the area where we have the gutter extending under the first kilometer, taking the water down to Warraku and down to the end down here where we have the gutter so far.
Argyle International Airport, we flying. Argyle International Airport, we landing. Argyle International Airport, we progressing. St. Vincent and the Grenadines, it's a blessing. St. Vincent and the Grenadines, it's a blessing. Argyle International Airport, we flying. Argyle International Airport, landing. Argyle International Airport, we progress. landing. Argyle International Airport. We progressing. St. Vincent and the Grenadines. It's a blessing. Flying, Argyle International Airport. We landing, Argyle International Airport. We progressing, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. It's a blessing. Where there is despair, there is hope. Light a candle, don't cause the dark.
Hello. Hi, Mom. It's your daughter Andrea. We've just landed at the Argyle International Airport.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Argyle International Airport.
JetBlue is landing. Delta is landing. British Airways